Okay. So back on the Silver Sun Strip. And there are a few things that I think we want to do here. Obviously, we've not yet held our party, so that's a big thing. Oh, we can see the Armax Arsenal Arena scores out here as well. Jack said she's at the arena right now. So I think maybe we just poke our heads in here, see if we can find Jack, and take it from there. As for where exactly she is... Oh, wait for Jack over here. All right, sounds good. That was incredible. Let's save here. After having spent all those monies on the upgrades.
Hey, glad you can make it. I've got us set up.
Oh? You do? Oh. Apparently you do. Okay, I have no idea what we're doing. Okay. She has the Piranha and the Talon. We have Acolyte, Hurricane. I have no idea what enemies we're going against. Or what mods or anything we're doing. I'm having a little bit of flashbacks because this is, of course, the arena in which we had Jack and Samara going against collectors on the elite difficulty. And despite that not sounding that crazy, we struggled with it big time. So I'm hoping we're not gonna run into collectors here.
5, 4.
I have no idea what we're about to get ourselves into.
1.
No idea.
Round 1.
Cerberus? I suppose that's fitting for Jack. I think this is elite. Not super elite would be my guess. Given how we're getting Centurions first, but I don't quote me on that. Also, I do kind of hate that it's Cerberus because they have a bunch of shields, and both Jack and Shepard as an adept, neither one of us has a good answer for the shielded defenses. So that does complicate matters considerably for us, I'm afraid. So we're going to be relying pretty heavily on the Acolyte, actually. There are enemies that are currently trying to flank us. Theoretically? Oh, or flank Jack. More specifically, flank Jack. Is that a Guardian? I think it was a Guardian. That is definitely a Guardian. Ow. Ow, as well. There is a Centurion on our right flank here. We can pierce a little bit of that cover. I'd like to be in cover as well. But just smoke grenade? Okay, that was kind of very inconvenient timing, though. We did succeed in that sense. That's a Guardian that I hear somewhere close by. Oh, outright took you out. Oh, no, you're a Centurion. How dare you dodge my singularity? No. Excuse me? Fine. Be that way.
Round 1. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, Jack, let's get back over here now.
1.
So the problem is, I think this is elite, which means we're gonna start seeing phantoms possibly as soon as this wave. There's going to be a problem. That might even be a phantom on our left flank moving in. Might not have been. Because once again, we just don't really have great answers for these enemies. No, it's nemesis. Is it all nemesis? They do look kind of similar to the phantoms. We can pull off the shields, which we should definitely do. Also, that's a grenade. Hey, Jack, if you could, like, I don't know, deal with these guys in really any way, shape, or form, that'd be great. This is not going well for us right now. Not sure what that sound effect was. Guardian who is shieldless that we can singularity. I like that. Again, anyone with a shield is an issue. I mean, shielded defense is not the shield like this kind of shield that we're about to get rid of. That is a Guardian. Oh, and who was that who had barriers? Hold on. Barriers usually means Phantom. I would have thought if it was truthfully a Phantom, we would have experienced that a long time ago. It's a Centurion who's trying to flank us right now. By flank, I mean move up right next to us. As in right there. Now he's actually trying to flank us. There's a hurricane damage for you. When we are shooting enemies straight in the face, it is quite effective. Technically still stun you, even if you have shields on with singularity. And then eventually, once you're shieldless, it can make you go boom. Oh, Nemesis moving up close. This surprises me. Yeah, obviously I don't really think we're about to set any high scores here. Jack on the Piranha? I think she is. Talon has a little more range than the Piranha, but they are both primarily close range weapons, which at the moment are pretty far away from the enemy. Except for being this Centurion. That's gonna mean Jack is not contributing all that much right now. Okay, just gotta get rid of your shields. This has forced us into doing some interesting stuff, the likes of which we have not really had a need to do until just yet. What the heck is... Oh, it's an Atlas! Whoa, that's different. Where'd that come from? That was unexpected. Oh, that's not good. The other thing about the Hurricane is it does blow through ammo very quickly. We technically very well could / should have used the Acolyte while it had shields left. It may still have shields. I'm not really sure if it still has shields. I can't tell if it still has shields while it's over there. We can still throw warps at it. It's not a terrible idea if we are confident we can still hit it. And we can't lock on, and we did hit it. Oh. Well, we got rid of its shields, and apparently that ended the round.
I'm gonna beat you until candy comes out.
Oh. Maybe this is why. Jack?
Damn, it's nice to relax. Just cutting loose, not worrying about the kids.
Okay, you know, maybe this is not exactly the best time for small talk, but it does seem like Jack is, you know, starting to settle into her own with taking care of the biotic students.
It's worth the stress to watch the people you're commanding come into their own, though.
Shut up.
Who said I was talking about you?
You know, if there is a god, that's what she sounds like. Just a big, deep boom to let you know everything's gonna be okay. Thanks
Sure.
for coming, Shepard.
Wouldn't have missed it.
So that was interesting. We actually had a sort of a mini arena encounter there. But I did not expect to actually get thrown in. I thought we were just going to have a conversation with Jack. I did not remember doing that in a previous playthrough, so we didn't get any score out of it, I don't think. So I don't think we got a reward. No, we didn't. Okay, just double checking. But there you have it. So, a little impromptu match with Jack in which we got what was, I think, the closest comparison was probably the elite enemies. So it was a combination of Centurions in, I think it might have been entirely Centurions Wave 1. Then Centurions, Nemesis, and Guardians Wave 2, and a final little Atlas appearance at the end, which apparently we just had to remove the shields of, and after we did that, Jack just kind of took care of everything from there. So that means we have checked in with Jack. Now I think we have a new play. No. I think at this point, we are actually looking to head back to the apartment because apparently both, I think it was Edie and Liara, said they wanted to meet with us there.
You have received a new message.
Mm-hmm. Let us see. Also, I don't remember where our email terminal is here. I think it's in the back room, right? It's over here, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. What do we have? Go time from Ashley. With all this stuff about pretenders, I figured there was one more thing we had to settle. Meet me at the casino bar. You scared? It would help if you were more specific about what exactly you're talking about, but I guess we're heading over to the bar. So obviously, we met up with a lot of our squad mates a while back, when we first got access to the Silver Sun Strip. However, as we are currently seeing, in some cases, we either have some squad mates who only become available to meet up with a little bit later on, or who we actually can run into briefly at the early stages, but then later on, we can meet with them again in a more holistic way. Remind me what the way to the bar is. Well, we're headed there. Because here it is.
Silver Coast Casino.
Or technically, casino and the bar at the casino. That's what we're looking for. There's one upstairs, right? Is that the one that... Probably the one that she's referring to? I'm guessing that's the one that she's referring to? It is. Okay. Alright, let's see what Ashley... What exactly Ashley is daring us to do?
I'm looking for a Lieutenant Williams. Thanks.
There you are. Ready to see who's the real Spectre and who's the pretender?
Still would like to know what exactly you're having us do here?
Whatever you say, Williams. Line them up.
Ah.
That's what I like to hear.
Okay.
Rules are simple. I take a shot, you take a shot. Hesitate, game over.
This shouldn't take too long.
Uh-huh. Glamorous and beautiful superstar Spectre agent first. Sorry ass pretender next.
Oh, excuse me.
The great and powerful Commander Shepard can't keep up?
I didn't want to destroy your fragile ego, Williams. Sometimes you just gotta let the underdog have its day.
Cut the crap, Commander.
All right, you got
Seriously,
me.
Deliver, Williams.
You're just jealous.
Hey, my friend doesn't like alliance types.
Buddy, we're right in the middle of something.
I don't like alliance types either.
Really?
Rain check?
Yeah.
Alright, well, that was interesting. Not exactly the way that I expected that to play out. For what it's worth, I do believe this is our place for, purchasing the party supplies, which, while we're here, might make some sense to do that. I don't think you need to launch the party as soon as you buy the supplies, but you do need to get them at some point in order to make it happen. Just up to us to decide when. So I guess we'll take them now. So party supplies purchased, they cost 100 credits. Technically, Glyph did give us 100 credits to purchase them before, so even if you use every last cent that you have, then theoretically, you should have enough to make it happen there, and obviously, you quite literally spend all of your credits, then you can go into the arena, do even just a bronze reward match, which basically means just finish it in any way, shape, or form. Doesn't matter your score, and you'll get your 1,000 credits, or was it 900 credits? Something like that. And so, you'll at least be able to afford it that way. Okay, anything else we are looking into here, trying to see if there are any squad mate names popping up, but I don't see any. There's always the chance if we head back over to our email that we might find someone else wants to meet up with us somewhere, but not that we can tell just yet.
You have received a new message.
Okay, maybe there is someone else who wants to meet up with us then. Let's take a look. And generally, we may have talked about this before, but generally, when it comes to the timing of when you want to host the party, I think we said this before, but the more stuff you do beforehand, the better, because it can, at times, influence the various things you can do and talk about at the party. Let's see. Memorial service from Koliat Krios. Commander, I was somewhat surprised to receive a comm call from the council. They would like to hold what humans call a memorial service. Where it is held does not matter, so much as who attends. I would like you to be there, as well as those people who, on the Normandy, who knew my father. I understand, at human services, people speak well of the dead. It seems appropriate for you to conduct this part of as the commander of the Normandy. To be honest, I am somewhat nervous. I think I might recall an inappropriate memory in front of everyone. Thank you. This would mean a great deal to me. I mean, that is the least we can do. For sure. Though I am not 100% certain how to hold said memorial service, as that's something that we do here in the apartment. Might even need to do it at our terminal there. Actually, let's double check real quick at our email terminal and see if there is anything that can initiate that there, because I'm pretty sure that's where we initiate the party, and maybe speaking to Glyph might do it, but let's just verify before we head out. And invitations, the messages sent, invite up. These are all the invites we can do. Okay, we can invite Koliat. I mean, maybe that's all we need to do is invite Koliat. But I'm not sure if this is specifically for the party, or if it is actually for that memorial service instead, and just that. Not entirely sure. But, okay. Let's head back out for a second. Can you speak to Glyph?
Commander, I see you have purchased the necessary party supplies.
This is true.
When you are ready, you can send invitations from your private terminal.
Okay, so it may be that as soon as we launch the invites that we start the party, or it might be you send the invites and then once you've done so, you tell Glyph, okay, ready to go. No sign of squad mates here. So maybe we do invite Cole. Yeah, maybe just invite everyone now. Maybe we just invite everyone now. Because I don't recall how to initiate the memorial service for Poliat and, well, Thane. And I'm not even sure if I did it in my first playthrough. I feel like I may not have. I may not have even realized that that was an option. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Oh, we can just invite all here. Oh. Oh, okay. Is this specifically for the party here? Whereas this is for... I think this is for more separate meetups. I think is what this is. Okay. This is not the party. This is more the individual get-togethers along the lines of what we just had with Jack in the arena. You know, what we've had with basically every other squad mate. Just, you know, we haven't yet seen Tally or Miranda. I'm not sure if we've seen Liara yet. Coliot obviously just messaged us. James, we've seen his high scores on many of the various arcade games and the arena itself, but I'm not sure we've actually found the chance to catch up with him at all. So, yeah, I think that's what this is all about then. So, okay, why don't we start with Coliat in that case? We were obviously just reading his message.
We are gathered here to honor the life of Thane Kreos. Thane touched each of our lives in different ways. The Counselor knew him as a hero. The Normandy's crew knew him as a brother in arms, and others as a father devoted to his son.
I think we go... Redeemed, I mean, does make it sound like he did something horribly wrong that he had to redeem himself, but I think he would be the first person to admit that he saw himself in that way.
Though his life took him to very dark places, Thane cared for the better angels of our nature. Even when he was terminally ill, he ran through worn-torn streets to reach me because he knew I needed help. You all know the results of that day. An assassin, a professional criminal, gave his life for his galaxy. And now he can rest. Would anyone else like to speak?
What I remember about Thane was his confidence. He told me once about how he remembered everything, even every mistake he made. If I did that, I'd be a nervous wreck. Thane kept it under control.
It's strange, but the last word I'd label Thane with is assassin. And we covered each other in firefights. That makes him a partner.
Thane's last stand was important. But let us also remember why Thane left the Normandy. To keep his son away from a life of crime. Deeds such as these do not go unnoticed by the universe. They echo in all who hear them. That is why I am here.
Thane took himself seriously, a trait with which I did not always agree. I tried to make him laugh on several occasions. But what I interpreted as a lack of humor was masking a great effort. Thane was turning his life around, in a way few organics do.
The day Thane came onto the Normandy, all Kelly and I knew about him was that he could probably kill us all with a ballpoint pen. But after you got to know him, there wasn't any reason to be afraid. He let you know where you stood. Coliat, do you,
When I was little, I thought my father had it all figured out. He said men must be loyal to their friends and dangerous to their enemies. But when he prevented me from hurting someone, he had changed. He said enemies and ego are not as important as loved ones. I didn't want to hear it. I was lost. I called him a hypocrite in 1,000 different ways. Said that he was going soft. Now, I think maybe he did have it all figured out. That's all I can say. If anyone would like to continue, we'll be here.
Looks like people are starting to clear out.
Commander, thank you for holding this event. In time, it will be a good memory.
Whew, I mean, touching words. I think very well said by just about everyone. Some things that made me a little bit nervous, like Edie, the way she started off made it sound like, Edie, now is not the time or place. And, to a certain extent, Joker with, cracking jokes about Thane and his potential to just kill everyone on the crew, which is like, I mean, yes, while true, at the same time, is probably not really the most appropriate time to be cracking jokes at Thane's expense. But I think in just about all those cases, everyone turned it back around and kept it positive and did eventually end up speaking highly of Thane, which is, of course, the right thing to do in this circumstance. Still is tough. Still doesn't feel good in the short term, but I think it's the kind of thing where, as Koliat just alluded to, long term, it just helps you get that closure.
I don't know if I'll be as philosophical about it. It's still kind of raw.
I understand. If you will excuse me, I should take this opportunity to speak with the counselor.
About what?
She is feeling grateful, and I want to point out there are some Solarian biologists who need funding. If anyone would be able to create a breakthrough in the treatment of Kepral syndrome, it would be them.
And that is, of course, the disease that, I mean, Thane was severely suffering from. I kind of hesitate to say that he died from it, because, of course, he did also get impaled by a sword. But, it was the thing that had him in a very weakened state, because it happens to many Drell when they live in more humid environments, since their native homeland is much more arid of a climate, and it was a disease that affected his lungs and ability to breathe and perform cellular respiration, such that sapped his energy, made it harder for him to breathe, and just generally made him much weaker. And eventually, it's incurable, and eventually does continue to become more and more significant until it eventually becomes deadly. So Thane knew that he didn't have much time left, and so by some accounts you could make the case that, it was the Kepral syndrome, but at the end of the day he did still get stabbed through the chest by a giant sword, which, maybe it was that combined with the Kepral syndrome, but either way, very important for that disease for a cure to be found some way or another. And I mean, Koliat is right. This sounds like a great opportunity to try to pursue that. Find a cure for it.
If you need someone to hold the counselor's feet to a fire, I'm there.
He says as the fireplace is behind him.
Counselor Ashiel could use some good press right now. This is the right time for such a favor. Oh, before I go, I was organizing my father's possessions, and I came upon copies of video messages he tried to send you.
Oh?
I sent them to your extranet address. I hope they help more than they hurt. Until we meet again, Commander.
Thanks, Koliat. I hope that helps. Okay, so we can check our messages, and perhaps read/hear those things, those messages that Thane had sent to us. Not entirely sure what category that's going to fall under, though. No? Over here, maybe? Catalog? Oh, no, this is just for redecorating the interior, which we may choose to do in the not-so-distant future, but, yeah, I mean, overall, I think definitely a good thing that we got the chance to hold that memorial for Thane and for Kolyat, but I am almost certain that I had not done that in my initial Mass Effect 3 playthrough, and so I had never seen that before, so that was very well done, I think. As I said, well-spoken certainly from Shepard and many of the squad mates as well. The others, Edie and Joker, I think the ones that made me a little nervous with the direction they were going in, but I think they found a way to turn it around and keep it positive, and hopefully, as Kolyat was saying, although in the short term it may be painful, long term hopefully it gives him the closure, gives him the right state of mind to remember all the great things that his father did, and he might have been very critical of himself and some of the things that he had done, but at the end of the day, certainly did indeed, as we stated, redeem himself with rescuing the Solarian Counselor. Okay, so that one was, of course, with Kolyat, quite dark. So hopefully things can be a little more fun and upbeat as we're checking in with our other squad mates here that we invite over to the apartment. And I'm not really sure we have a specific reason to go in any particular order here. Maybe we just start at the top and work our way down, and, you know, perhaps finishing with Tali, who is, of course, our significant other, makes some sense.
Shepard, I thought we could experience an afternoon of acquiring material possessions for our associates.
Shopping? I guess we could. Did you have a place in mind?
Physical proximity is unnecessary. The extranet provides a greater variety of services while retaining entertainment value.
I
Jeff
suppose.
has lent me his credit chit on the condition that I enjoy myself and, quote, live it up like a girly girl.
You don't have money of your own?
I am not formally employed. I have no legal standing in Citadel space. I could turn to crime, but that would look bad on a resume.
We'll get you your own funds sometime. But today, what's first?
I believe Jeff would be surprised and pleased if I got him a gift. What would you recommend?
A gift for Joker? I think... I mean, it could be boring and go for something practical. I think you should give Joker a nice pair of socks. And let's not... There are some nice socks out there, don't get me wrong. And a new pair of socks do feel pretty sweet on your feet. Can't lie about that. But I think you should probably go for something you both like. Go for something a little more ambitious, perhaps.
Start with something both of you can enjoy. What do you do together?
We interact most closely when we are flying. It occurs to me that he does not have a sky car for traveling around the Presidium. Here, the 2187 Blackout has a top speed of 650 kilometers per hour, making it the most powerful sports sky car in its class.
All right.
That sounds
all
like
right.
it'll get Joker's blood pumping.
It does.
5-year warranty, replacement parts.
No, wait!
I fail to see what is wrong.
When you buy someone a present, it's best not to bankrupt them. You want to rent
Shepard.
Perhaps for a day or a weekend, then.
Who's next?
You are. Close your eyes.
Edie? Edie? Excuse me?
Are we getting married?
No. There is a jeweler on the Citadel who produces these. They're made from metals from each council homeworld. Each metal compounds with the last, making the rings stronger. He calls them victory rings. Due to material shortages, only a few exist.
I mean, she may have denied the whole "are we getting married" thing, but this top option really looks like it is putting the schmoobs on Edie and trying to turn it into such a relationship. So I'm not really sure we're looking to go that route, seeing as how we are not single. So it does still seem really awkward.
That's thoughtful, Edie. But we're not supposed to wear fancy jewelry with the uniform.
Some soldiers put rings on the chain of their identification tags.
I can do that. One condition, though. I'll give it back to you when we win.
No, that seems inappropriate. It doesn't solely represent my hope. It's that of many different planets. It should stay with you.
I'll take that to heart. Thanks, Edie. Who's next?
I was thinking of something for Liara.
Oh? Okay, I guess just Joker and us are the ones that get specific treatment, and it's not like we're gonna go through and quite literally pick something for every single squad mate, otherwise we would be standing there for quite some time. It'd be kind of interesting to see where Edie draws the line, who makes the cut, who does not. Like, see Jack, yeah, I mean, she was a squad mate in Mass Effect 2, but she's not really with us in Mass Effect 3, so sorry, Jack, you didn't get a gift. And I don't remember if Jack ever spoke ill of Robo Edie in Mass Effect 2, but there are probably some people. Javik. Javik is, of course, not the biggest fan of any and all synthetics, so he's probably not exactly... he would probably just not even accept whatever gift that Edie gave him, to be honest. So it would be a funny encounter to see, but that was cool. That was cool. I feel like I might have missed all of these in my original Mass Effect 3 playthrough. I feel like I just invited people to the party and didn't even realize that it was also possible to invite several squad mates up individually. So I think all this is new, and that's a lot of fun. So let's see. Next, yeah, I mean, sure, why don't we go for James? Invite James over to the apartment.
Hey, loco. Nice place. Might not look so nice after throwing that party you were talking about.
True.
You wouldn't trash my new apartment, would you, James?
But you wouldn't trash it,
Me?
would you?
No. Never.
I was totally expecting for him to knock something down right as he said that.
Nice view. But this place, it's just so... not what I'm used to.
Which is...
I grew up on the beach on the Pacific, so, water, sand, real air.
I assume he means Earth then, right?
Yeah.
Only one Pacific, I suppose.
Yeah, I get that. It's tough being away from home.
Yeah. Hey, is it true you and Tally are, together?
Yeah. Why?
How do you two... I mean, is she, under that suit? Do Quarians have...
James?
Never mind.
James?
So did you really come up here to talk about my personal life?
Oh, shit. Right. I wanted to show you.
No.
What do you think?
We saw him in the process of getting it a while back in, on the Citadel, in the sort of docking holding area where all the... I think it was a Batarian who was giving, or at least in the Batarian area where he was getting the tattoo. So we haven't actually seen it until just now, though. So what do we think? It suits you? You have to live up to it? I mean, personally, I'm not really a tattoo person, so I'm not the biggest fan of it, to be brutally honest. But, maybe it's a source of inspiration. That's something that, is the game, is the goal, the aim that you're trying to live up to, so...
It's a lot of responsibility, and you haven't passed the tests yet.
I know, and I heard every word you said. I'm 100% committed to this.
Glad to hear it.
Anyway, that's it. Just wanted to show you that bad boy. I gotta get back to the Normandy. Esteban wants my help working on the shuttle.
Thanks for coming by, James.
This is gonna be a perfect place for a fiesta. Hasta la vista, Shepard.
All right, James.
Catch you later, Shepard.
Oh, he's still hanging out down there, though.
What the hell? No way.
Oh. Oh.
You've been holding out on me.
Hold on just a second. I think I know where this is going. Let's see. How good are his left and right hooks? And he's got some melee damage buffs. So he should be hitting that thing pretty hard, right? Have we spec'd those melee buffs? We probably have some of them, but I don't think we've taken all of them.
Oh man, this is sweet.
He's like, alright, now this is a real party. Doesn't matter who you invite, Shepard. You could invite nobody. As long as it's just me and this punching bag, I'm alright.
Come on, let me just use it for a bit. This is high quality stuff.
I mean, I guess so. Can't really say I'm an expert on what dictates the quality of a punching bag.
Maybe I could, you know, come here for my workouts. What do you think?
Preferably not. No. Hate to break it to you.
You gonna watch, or you gonna join in?
No, not really planning on doing that, no.
I love this. You get to do this all the time. Just let me have some fun.
He just keeps on going, doesn't he?
You get to do this all the time. Just let me have some fun.
Okay, so that's that. However, perhaps more significantly, or at least I anticipate more significantly because I've heard rumors, there's this pull-up bar. Let's save. And let's see what the deal is here.
You want some pointers? You know, my record is 182. You think you can beat it?
Maybe.
Oh, this should be good.
So, here we have what is the most pointless challenge in the entire game. It requires that you hit these reactions in order to pull it off, and there's not really anything that keeps track for you. We're at, what, like 5 or 6 right now?
Got a ways to go, my friend.
And it takes a really long time to do, and there's little to no reward for doing it. But we're gonna do it anyway, because we can. And you're talking to someone who did over 100 arena challenges just for the sake of turning in a million credit, earning a million credits in one fell swoop. So you better believe I'm not averse to doing a little bit of grinding here or there. And I'm pretty sure this is gonna take us like on the order of 7 or 8 minutes or 10 minutes. I don't know, but we're gonna keep going.
Oh yeah.
And James will occasionally pipe in. I would love if I knew, like, James always comments after X number of pull-ups. And so, know that you've reached a certain number whenever James is responding, because I've already lost track. Like, completely lost track. Like, I don't know. 15? I think that's a pretty safe estimate.
20.
That's 20. Okay, that helps. 21. So it's 82 is the record. 22. 23. We'll be here all day. 24. 25. 26. 27. I'm also not sure if you can try this numerous times or if you need to the first time. I already somewhere in the high 20s.
Ah, I see some sweat.
Oh, I almost pressed the wrong one. I don't know if you fail automatically if you press the wrong reaction as well. That's like 30-ish. 31, we'll call it. Maybe we'll call this one 31 just to be safe. Say this is 31. 32. 33. 34. It's not just like it's instantaneous. But it makes it last a lot longer. 35. 36. 7. 38. 39.
40. Nice.
No, okay, so yeah, we were playing a little bit safe. So that was 40, 41. 42. The meaning of everything. 3. 44. 5. 46. 47. 48. It's cool to see the different sound effects. 49. Between Paragon and Renegade, which I just never would have noticed before. I think that's 50.
Not bad.
51. Because, naturally, 52. We're not doing much in the way of Renegade interrupts. 53. 4. 55. 56.
Oh, yeah.
57. 58. 59. 60.
That's 60. High five.
Nope.
Funny.
61. Third of the way there. 62. 63. 64. 65. And these don't give Paragon or Renegade points. 66, so don't even worry about nailing all these Renegade ones and concerning ourselves about, you know, filling up a Renegade meter. That's not an issue. I've also totally lost track now. Close to 70. But maybe not quite. Kind of hoping James gives us an update soon, because I, like I said, lost track. But I think it's kind of random what James says and when. Like, obviously, he'll say the number.
I could really go for a nice, juicy steak. You?
No thanks. Like, the numbers are obviously correct when he says those, but like nice juicy steak, I don't know when he can say that, but perhaps it varies, and sometimes might say it early, sometimes might say it late, sometimes maybe doesn't say it at all. Yeah, so I've really lost track at this point, which is not good, because we still have a long ways to go. Hoping he tells us at like 100. We should be somewhere in the 80s now, I think. I think. But it's been a while since we had a number to check in with.
You look like a pro.
Shut up, Vega.
Touchy, touchy.
So I think we're getting close to 90, if not at 90 at this point. And of course, obviously we need to teach Vega a lesson. We need to assert dominance. We can't let him win.
That's halfway to my record.
Okay.
Great.
That's what, like 91, 92? 93? 94? So let's be conservative. Let's call this 94. 95. 96. 97. 98. 99. 100.
100. That's impressive. Thanks. Just 82 to go.
101. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12.
Stay on target.
13. 14, just going in the zone now. 15. Ignore James, he's a distraction. 16, I think we're on 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. 25. 26. 27. Oh, I almost I did do a reaction there. 28. Fortunately, didn't mess us up. 29. 30. 31. 32. 33. 34. 35.
Nice.
36. 37. 38. 39. 40. 41. 42. 43. 44. 45. Imagine if this did give points. 46 for Paragon and Renegade. 47, it'd be so much. 48. 49. 50. 51. 52. 53, that angle is very distracting. What did I say? Is 53 or is this 54? Can you not zoom in this much? 55. It's Shepard's face is so creepy. 56. 57-ish. 58. Just always this angle now, isn't it? 59. This looks like Demon Shepard. 60, I think? I'm losing track as well. 61. Please stop. 62. Well, it's non-stop now. 63. 64.
So close.
65. Ish. 66. 67. 68. 69. 70. 71. 72. 73. 74. 75. 76. 77. 78. 79. 80. Getting really close now. 81-ish. This might be the tie. 82. 83.
Holy hell, you did it.
You bet we did.
I don't know what to say. How you feeling?
I mean, it was really uncomfortable near the end there, where it's like, okay, can we please just zoom out a little bit from this really awkward angle? And did make it a little bit harder to focus on, okay, actually hitting the reactions in time. I was so concerned that we were gonna, get up to like 170, 175, 180, and then accidentally mess up at that point, and then maybe have to redo the entire thing over again, or just not even have the option of trying again when we came so close, yet just barely missed it. But, how do we feel? Oh yeah, we're feeling good. Or, that one's gonna hurt a little bit. No, we need to assert dominance here, is the thing. The thing is that we need to assert dominance.
Like I could do another 183. Uh-huh. Whatever you say, loco. Damn, you still got it. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Don't worry. I won't.
Alright, so there you go. One of the most pointless challenges. There's no achievements for it, there's no bonus credits or reputation or anything like that. It is purely just so that you can say, you did it. And I feel like, it's one of those things where it's at least among the various Citadel-related tasks that are available, it's one of those ones that gets thrown around a lot as just a silly little meme because it is so pointless. But I feel like it's for that reason. It's one of those things where I feel the need to do it at least once. And then once you've done it once, like, okay, been there, done that. No need, no reason to do it again. But I don't think I did it last time. Again, I'm not sure if I ever invited up any squad mates outside of the party up to the apartment like this, so I think I just missed this altogether. At least in my initial Mass Effect 3 playthrough, so for that reason, happy to see it and experience it firsthand, and to put James in his place. We had to establish ourselves as the numero uno. None of this trash talk from James. Still calling us loco even after we beat his record. Still saying, still doubting us, it felt like, to a certain extent. I mean, he said, like, don't let anyone tell us that we aren't great at this stuff or that we don't still have it, and yet he was still kind of giving us some sass, which is like, all right, James, a little bit hypocritical there, but, we showed him. We showed him who's boss.